So today I want to talk about homework time. More accurately, I want to say we want to talk about the homework habit. This homework habit is going to be important whether your child is advanced or whether your child is struggling in school. The habit of having your child do some type of homework on a regular basis, particularly Monday through Thursday, so that the child develops the habit of studying or working on some type of academic work at home. Now, I learned this the hard way. You see, my son started school at an advanced level, and I thought I was fortunate that he was not struggling in school and that everything kind of came so simple and easy to him. And so his beginning was very easy for me as a parent. He would take care of his assignments like in a few seconds, and he was gone on about his business, out the door playing or whatever, but his work was done. But by the time he got to about third grade, he didn't know what study looked like. He didn't know what studying was, and he felt like he should have no parts in it. It was at that point that I realized I had messed up. You see, he felt like studying was like a punishment. And that's just not the way it is. When you're a student, studying is just the way it is. And the earlier you get your child in the habit of studying, the better. This is what I learned. Hindsight is 20/20. So what do I mean by that? Even if your school does not give homework, you need to give homework. You need to have your child sit down and do something academic for a set amount of time. So if they're littles, they're small, you may give them 5 or 10 minutes if they're in preschool or kindergarten to sit down and do something academic every day. If they're a little older, now you're looking at maybe 15 to 30 minutes of time spent with some type of academic work. And if the teacher doesn't send homework, then let's talk about things that your child can do during this time. First of all, you want them to know this is their study time. They need to know that. They need to have a study place in the home where they can focus and concentrate, or it may be somewhere near you. It depends on your child and how you work with your child. The younger they are, the more it is that you will most likely need to have them right there with you and you're actually working with them. The older they are, the more independent they may be. But at the same time, they may still not be trustworthy enough to let them be in a room by themselves. They may easily get off task. You know your child. That's the main thing here. And you want them to actually be focused on whatever assignment they have been given. So if the school is not sending any work home for homework, you can have your child read a book. And to hold them accountable, you may let them tell you about the book when they're finished, to talk about their favorite part or what have you, or to show you their favorite part of the story. Read it to you even. It could be a paragraph or a page. You could also let them watch something educational so that they may be learning something new. It could be science-based or social studies-based. It could be a concept that they're struggling with, but you could find a video that will teach them something new, and they're able to use that time learning about that particular skill or concept. And again, once they're done, they can show you what they have learned or demonstrate that they have learned something new. Another thing that you might use this study time for, or this homework time for, is to strengthen areas of weakness. So for example, it may be that they need to work on their handwriting because you've noticed that it's not their best. So this time may be used to practice that handwriting so that they can show improvement. Many times these are the type things that a teacher would not have a lot of time to address because it's really focused more on your child's area of weakness and not like the class in general or a group of students. So you want to use this time to strengthen your child's abilities. And this is really important because as a student, here's what tends to happen. Even if they start out smooth sailing, as my son did, by the time you get to about second, third grade, there will be a lot of things that the child has to study in order to do well with it. So for example, now you're dealing with vocabulary words. So you've got words and definitions that need to be learned. And as you continue to go along the grades, you may start having a lot more writing assignments, writing book reports, and ultimately, many of them will be going to college. And let me tell you, study time is necessary. So my child right now is a college student. And thankfully, after pulling teeth for several years trying to get this homework habit on track, it took several years too. I don't even know how long it was. But let me just say it like this. We struggled from third grade to at some point in high school. Yes. So you do want to start this as early as possible. We had to stay on him to get things done. But somewhere between 9th and 11th grade, somewhere in there, 10th, 11th, somewhere in there, he really just got into doing what needed to be done. And we no longer had to stay on top of him and ask him a lot of questions about what he needed to do. And as a college student, we know absolutely nothing about what he's doing, and he's on top of things. But if I could do it all over again, we would have developed that homework habit, that study habit a long time ago, regardless to how easy school was for him in the beginning. So if you are not doing this, please let me warn you, let me encourage you. Please start this as soon as possible so that your child will be well on their way to being successful all throughout school.